Hey, alright. Shalom, Kololo, Yahweh, Shem Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the Bayath Dawadah, the house of David. Peace and salutations unto the elect. And in today's lesson, I don't really know the title of the video, but, it's going to be a quick lesson. Basically, it's going to be like a 15-minute video, so nothing too shabby, just something short, sweet, spicy, and simple. And basically, let's get into it, man. We're going to bring out some precepts, and as you see the photo, man, we're going to be made sons of God, man. You see the guy, man, you got the beard, you got the ball, the Hadouken, But yeah, man, this is how we're going to look. Back in the ancient world, this is how we look, with the beard and all that. We look fierce, But yeah, this is John chapter 16, verse 20. Verily, verily, I say unto you that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice, and ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. Right, your sorrow shall be turned into joy, because, sometimes we're sad, but sometimes we're happy, and we're no longer going to be sad, because it says your sorrow shall be turned into joy. So, we're going to be all right in the long run, brothers, so just, keep hitting the road, man. And, sometimes you got to go through bumpy roads, but that's all right, You might have a bump here and there, but that's good, And it says, but the world shall rejoice. Yeah, the trees are going to be rejoicing because the Israelites are going to be in power. In one way, the trees are going to rejoice, and, well, one indicator or one sign that the trees will be rejoicing is because it's going to be bearing a lot of fruit. Like, we could just pick fruits out the tree, and crops, crops of fruit, on the trees. And that's how it's going to be rejoicing, because, the trees are going to be bearing a lot of fruit, and it's not going to be like rotten. It's not going to be spoiled fruit. It's not going to be like poison fruit, because some of these trees, they have like poison fruit because of, Esau's the damn devil. He's gonna do that to the trees, and that's because this man, he's not a supplanter like Jacob, because Jacob, he knows how to do that. And the Most High, he's like a supplanter. He's the ultimate Jake. So it's like, that's why he can create trees that bear good fruit, and that's what it's gonna be like in the kingdom of heaven. It's gonna be beautiful. This is Acts chapter 6, verse. Let me see. Let me start. Let me start at. Let me see. Should I start at chapter 7? Because chapter 6 don't really seem that good. Let me see. Salakiakim. Alright, this is Acts chapter. Let me see. This is Acts chapter 17. Salakia on that. Oh, that sneeze too. Salakia. Acts chapter 17, verse 23. For as I passed by and beheld your devotions, I found an altar with this inscription: to the unknown God, whom therefore ye ignorantly worship, him declare I unto you, Yahweh that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is the Lord of heaven and earth. Of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands. That's right. Because the Most High, he dwells within your heart and your mind, and what you know and what you think, Neither is worshipped with men's hands as though he needed anything, seeing he giveth to all life and breath and all things. He giveth all things breath. All things that he created, He put breath into the animals so they could walk, Like I said, today's lesson is just going to be a quick lesson too. And I'm going to drop the title, don't worry, Akim. It's going to be a fire title, because all my titles are just fire, so. That's a good thing too. Like, when you're in this truth, you want to make your titles like fire, something that the people could watch and actually learn from, Because if you make a boring title, nobody's going to really watch it, So it's like, But it's good that people don't watch your videos too, because you don't want them like demonizing your shit. You don't want them reporting your stuff, So it's like, and have made of one blood all nations of men to dwell on all the face of the earth, and have determined the times before appointed and the bounds of their habitation, that they should seek the Lord, if haply they might feel after him, and find him, though he be not far from every one of us. Yeah, though the Lord be not far away from us, man. Why? Because we're preaching the right doctrine, That's why the Lord's not far from us. He's near to us, because we're preaching the right doctrine. And that's what he wants to hear. He wants to hear the correct doctrine that's being sprung forth. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. For what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so the things of Yahweh knoweth no man, but the spirit of Yahweh. So the things of Yahweh knoweth no man, That's true. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of Yahweh, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahweh. Yeah, and this is why we're able to break down the scriptures correctly, because the scriptures are true. They don't lie. So why would we lie? You know what I mean? Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. Yeah, comparing spiritual things with spiritual, that's right. We have to compare spiritual things with spiritual. It says, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. That's right, so you have to remain spiritual, man, if you want to judge all things, if you want to be a judge, if you want to be a ruler, And that's the thing, in the kingdom we're going to be judges, man. We're going to be judging this so-called white man. You know what I mean? This white man is going to be put down. He's going to head first right into slavery. We're going to bash his head in and all that. We're going to rule him over with a scepter. We're going to rule over him with a scepter. For who hath known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Hamashiach. Yeah, meaning we mind the Hamashiach, Yahushai. As being the true savior of the nation of Israel. So we have to be fellow laborers for Yahweh, Even though we're still babes, because babes, they don't have the mind of an old person, but an old person could still act like a babe. They could still be clinging onto the milk, But that's why you have to be real careful with children, because they can't put on the mind as an elderly person. They only have a mind as a child or as a babe, so you got to be careful with them. Because we ourselves are still babes too, But the Most High, he sees us as babes, all of us, as children of him, We are children of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know what I mean? And I just love this photo because the dude is like holding like a super power ball. So it's like, it's fire. And he got that tough face too. But yeah, we're almost done with this lesson. Let me see what else I could bring out. Sometimes I like these short lessons too, so I could just upload it already, you know? Like, sometimes those are the best. Let me see. James chapter 4, verse 9. Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned into mourning. Be turned to mourning, and your joy to heaviness. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. That's right. So you got to have confidence, man, and humility, you know? Because, hey, you're under humility when you're mourning and weeping, man, and you're being afflicted. And when you're turning your laughter into mourning, you're basically having humility and your joy to heaviness, right? And when you humble yourself, that's when you're under true humility, you know? But that was a fire precept. Let me see what else I can get. I could probably get Matthew. Yeah, might as well. This is St. Matthew chapter 5, verse 25. Agree with thine adversary quickly whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Verily I say unto you, thou shalt by no means come out thence, till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. Yeah, that's what the adversary is going to tell you, you know. Hey, you're not going to be able to escape, you know, till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. And Yahushua knew this, so he said that. You know, he said that. Look, man, you're not going to come out of here because, you know, the adversary is going to tell you, look, you're not going to be able to make it out of here, man, you know. So Yahushua basically said what the adversary would say, you know. That's just a warning. And then, you know, Yahushua goes on to say, ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her, have committed adultery with her already in his heart. Yeah, meaning his mind, you know. And then he goes on to speak how the right eye, if it offend thee, pluck it out, you know. Yeah, you know. And if that right hand offend thee, cut it off, you know. So you got to cut it off too, you know, the right hand, if it offends you. But yeah, that was St. Matthew for you, brothers. I'm going to bring out another scripture in St. Matthew. Let me see, St. Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. St. Matthew verses 18. St. Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. And if he shall neglect to hear them, meaning he's going to neglect the gift, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Yeah, that's what Peter, he was given the keys, you know, to bound heaven or loose things on earth. Whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven, you know. That's right. So you can't be a servant of slothfulness. You can't be a slothful servant in this thing, you know. You got to be a true worshiper of Yahweh Shem Shah. But, hey, on that note, I'm going to end it off. It looks like we hit the marking point. But with that, Shalom and I hope you have safe travels, Akim. Shalom.